Hi ladies, it's Beth from Be Styled and it's time for Tipsy Tuesday. Welcome to my kitchen. I'm trying to get some better lighting and this seems to be working and I have the house to myself except for Freddie, so hopefully this works. But today we're talking about a hot topic and that is, I'm taking one for the team. It's a beautiful summer day, but fall is definitely coming and I don't want you guys to miss out. So I'm talking about wearing tall boots with jeans in fall 2025, specifically slim jeans or otherwise known as skinny jeans, but they're really different. They're a little bit different than the old skinny jeans, and we're going to talk about that. But I'm talking about your traditional slim fitting jeans like I have on right now. Now, this was prompted by a post you may have seen last week that I made with a picture of me from 2017 wearing skinny pants. I think they were like faux leather black peach leggings or skinny pants and a tunic top and a cardigan, a long cardigan and an infinity scarf and black boots. And I talked about how, our style has evolved and styles have changed. And even though we don't want to throw everything out every season, I certainly don't recommend that or starting from scratch every season. Over time, styles do change and we need to adapt. And this is an example of a style that has come back this season. I will say it's come back, but it's come back a little bit differently. So I want to talk about how to make it work. And I actually wrote a blog post that I've linked here that gives more examples, and it specifically addresses petites, because I know this can be a tricky one for petites and curvy petites, but it's a lot of the concepts apply to everyone. So I want to make a little general points right now, and then you can go to the blog post and get more details. But we're talking about slim jeans. Okay, now notice I'm not calling them skinny jeans because we're not talking about the jeggings of the past. We're not talking about the low rise, 2010 skinny jeans. I don't see those coming back. They're very hard to wear for us mere mortals over 50. And even if you loved them then and you think you still love them, hear me out. The replacement is such a much more wearable denim. I've been talking about these for years, but these are a slim fitting straight. Now, as a caveat, if you want the most modern current denim look for 2025, especially for us midlife ladies, you're a more relaxed or a wide leg or a flare or even the barrel legs, which I know scare people, but really they're just like a relaxed, like a girlfriend style jean, a modern relaxed girlfriend jeans. Those more relaxed styles are going to have a more modern look to them. But there are certain times and certain body types where a very slim fitting jean is better. And wearing them with tall boots is a perfect example. And again, certain bodies and certain women just feel better in a slim fitting jean. So let's talk about the pair I have on, because these are only $50 and I still have the tags on them because I want to make sure I'm going to be actually wearing them before I take the tags off, but they're from Quince, and Quince has a 1-year return policy on unworn items. So if I don't wear them, if I don't find myself wearing them, I'll probably return them. But I put them on and I was like, it was such a throwback, but I was like, after walking around in them all day, I'm like, wow, I really like them. Now, these come in 2 rises because two major things, 3 really. You're going to want the highest rise your body can accommodate. I can't tell you what that is. You have to figure that out. If you're petite, if you're short-waisted, it's going to be different than if you're long-waisted or proportional. But the highest rise that you can that works for your body. These come in 2 rises, and neither of them are super high rise because I know most of us don't love the super high rise. The pair I have on is a 10.5 inch, which hits me, if this is my belly button, right at or below my belly button. Feels good, like everything's kind of sucked in. There's nothing hanging over. They're a little bit higher in the back. But they also come in, this is the Bella, they also come in the Luna, which is a 9 3/4. So if you're short-waisted, you could try that one. So that's the key, is to get the highest rise your body can accommodate. Secondly, I highly recommend with a slim fitting jean, not with all jeans, but with slim fitting, to go with a darker rinse, especially as we go into the fall and especially with the way we're going to be styling them. You're not getting a white skinny jean. You're not getting even a cream skinny jean. You're not getting a light wash skinny jean, and you're certainly not getting a distressed skinny jean or slim fit jean. Dark wash is the way to go. These are a traditional, they're not like black or black. Black is great too. They're a dark wash, but they're not ink dark. They still look like jeans. They're still denim. And there's no distressing. They're sleek. There's no highly contrasting stitching. There's no bedazzling. There's no pocket details. It's got some nice stretch, but they're not skin tight. And if I took my boots off, or if you look at the picture online, you'll see that they are straight. They're fitted along my calf, but they aren't hugging. They aren't glued to my calf. And at the bottom, there's an opening. It's not a big opening, but there's an opening, which gives you a lot of flexibility for your shoe. And it gives it a more modern look. A skin tight skinny jean, I don't go buy those. If you have a pair you love and you want to wear them with tall jeans, that's great. But you're not going to wear those skinny jeans with loafers, with sneakers, with any kind of shoe other than a tall boot. If they're a true skinny jean, it's going to look dated. Just trust me on that. But a slim, straight leg jean, you can wear with a ballet flat. You can wear it with a sneaker. And best of all, I think you can wear them with your booties that you've got. I know most of you got a year or two ago when the old booties that we used to wear with skinny jeans, the low shaft with like the notch or the perforation, those are out of style. But a slim shaft, higher slim shaft booty like this is a year or two old, but these are still going strong and they're still available. This jean that I have on, a slim straight jean, the leg fits right over it. And that just gives a nice unbroken line. We're not doing what we used to do where we would cuff the skinny jean and wear it. I used to say it over and over again. Show some skin between the shaft of your booty and the cuff of your skinny jean. I said that all the time. I know I did. And it was the right thing to do back then. But you know what? It's not anymore. And if you do that, it's going to look really off. Like look at old Pinterest pictures and you'll see that look. It's off. It's just not right. And it's not flattering. It cuts your leg off. So you want your jean to fit over the shaft of the booty. Now these are an ankle length jean, which I think in a slim straight is the way to go. You want to have your ankle bone, have them hit right at your ankle bone. That way you can wear your low profile sneaker and they'll look great. You can wear your ballet flat or your Mary Jane and it'll look great. You can wear your loafer and it'll look great. Again, all this without socks or anything. If you're not wearing socks, but unless you're wearing a bootie, of course. But what we're talking about today is the tall boots. So I took one for the team and I put on a pair of tall boots. I'm gonna adjust my camera so I can show you. These are probably 3-year-old Blondo boots. But the key to them is they are simple. I sound like a broken record, but I'm going to take one off. These are not available unless you're a size 7, in which case there's a new pair on Poshmark for sale. Only worn once, I found them. They have the wooden heel. Now, the new version that I linked it has a black wooden heel, which is better, probably. I mean, this is a little more casual. It doesn't bother me. I'm not going to replace them. But the new version does have the black, so it's even more sleek. But see how it's just, there's nothing to it. It doesn't have an ultra pointy toe. It has an almond-shaped toe. It's not clunky. It's just sleek. It's just good. And like I said, I bought these 3 years ago and they're still going strong. So when you buy a quality, these are Blondos, so they're waterproof. They are so comfortable. I've been running around in them all day and I feel like I'm barefoot. If you can afford to spend money on your boots, I highly recommend it. You can find them on Amazon and I just don't know how good they're going to be though. Anyway, so that's the boot. Sleek and simple and suede. That's my other recommendation. If you're buying a new pair and you're looking, I recommend suede because they're just softer. They fit better to the leg. They look better with dresses and skirts, I think. And they're just softer looking. And don't go for, I know Free People and all the young girls are going to be wearing the shorter ones that are scrunched. And I mean, if you love that look, that's great. But if you're only having one pair of boots, get something simple like this. The scrunchy I don't know what you call it, where they're scrunched. It just makes your legs look bigger. It makes your legs look shorter. It adds a lot of just detail that's just not classic. Skip those unless you love them. Now you might ask about traditional riding boots. If you have a traditional classic riding boot, yes, those will work as well. I love a little bit of a heel personally, especially if you're petite, but if you have a pair of great riding boots, those are still going to work as long as you style them correctly. We're not going to style them the way we styled riding boots in 2010 with, the plaid infinity scarf and the tunics. We've been through that. We're not doing that. What are we doing instead? We are going with minimalist kind of styling is definitely the way to go. You can add a lot of interest with, your belt, with your bag, but we're not doing a lot of zhuzhing. The less zhuzhing you can do, the better. So this is an example of just, and I know a lot of people don't like to tuck their shirts. That's why this is a great top, because it's intentionally short. So there's not a lot of fabric, so you can leave it untucked and get that coverage that you want. Or you can do a little half tuck, but it's not skin tight, but it's also not a tunic. We're not wearing tunics down to here like we used to. No, that's going to instantly date you. You're going to want to bring your top up. Again, it doesn't have to be tucked and belted if you don't want it to be, but if you can do a half tuck, or if you want to, that's just going to make your legs look longer, because when you wear a tall boot, you're losing some of your, you're cutting your leg. So by adding another length that's way down here, you're cutting yourself here, and then you're cutting yourself here. So you want to bring the line up. That's going to elongate your legs. You want to have and show where your waist starts. Okay, so a simple top layer. Now it's hot outside, so I would leave it at this. But cold weather's coming, and if it's a slim fitting jean, we might want a little more coverage around this area. So that's where a jacket comes in. This is an old jacket. It's still available on Amazon. And I just grabbed this off my rack because I like the way the colors worked. And this is doing a couple things. First of all, it's drawing the line in and creating a waist. But this V and the way it buttons right at my waistline, even though I'm not going to button it, I'm going to leave it open. It just creates that vertical line, and it's not too boxy, but it's not cropped and tight, because that's not going to work. With the slim jeans, a tight cropped jacket isn't going to work. It needs to be more relaxed. It doesn't have to be this long. It could be a shorter jacket like this. Or it could be boxy, depending on your body type. A boxy type could look great with a pair of slim fitting jeans. You have to find the right one for you. And that's where the fall style system comes in, because I can help guide you based on your body. But this is just one example. Now I do have this pair of boots that's very similar that I got 2 years ago at the Nordstrom sale. And I hardly ever wore them because, skinny jeans with boots weren't really a thing for the last year or two. But this year they are, so I'm excited to be able to wear these. I got them to wear with dresses and skirts, but I don't wear dresses and skirts that often. So this year I'm going to be able to wear those. You are going to see chocolate brown, and they're beautiful. I do have my chocolate brown booty, so I'm not letting myself buy another chocolate brown shoe. But chocolate brown is a fantastic alternative to black, and very, very classic yet on trend. And dark, because the key is that dark color. Like if you're only buying one pair of boots and you're going to be wearing your dark wash jeans, especially if you're a petite, then going with a dark chocolate or a black is going to be better than going with this. Especially if you're petite. If you're not petite, you have more flexibility. But if you're petite, this is just going to be too high contrast against your dark jeans, because you're not wearing this color pants. No, you're wearing jeans or black. And that's just a little too much contrast, which is going to shorten visually your legs. Whereas the black against the dark wash is that nice, sleek, straight line. Okay? So the slim, straight jean works with all those shoes, loafers, ballet flats, sneakers, and these boots that we've been talking about. So that's why that they're very powerful. You're going to keep your boots simple. You're going to, I think, especially if you're petite, a little bit of a heel. You're going to see kitten heels, which I love. I have a pair of kitten heel booties, suede booties that I love. Kitten heels are great. A block heel is probably more practical, depending on your lifestyle, but a kitten heel is great. 1 to 2 inches just gives you that little bit of lift. You're going to want to make sure that your jeans tuck in. You're not going to, you don't want to see a lot of, Quince makes a relaxed straight leg jean that's fabulous. It's worked so well for many of my clients, but it's more of it's not a wide leg, it's a straight leg, but it's much more relaxed than this. But a jean like that is not going to work with tucking into a boot because it's just going to have all this bunchy here. I've seen some of the young influencers wear like barrel jeans with tall boots and they like the way no, that's not for us. You want your jeans to tuck in smoothly and neatly. And that's where the slim, straight leg jean comes in handy. Let's see, I want to make sure I've made all my points. I think I did. I'm missing a page here. I'm missing a page. But that's what I have for you today. I know this can be confusing, but ask me if you have any questions. And best of all, you're going to want to join the Fall Style System. It's my 3-month style boot camp that is only $47 for the whole season. Gets you everything you need, all the tools you need, and it gets access to me to answer all these questions for you in particular. Plus, the daily outfit prompts. I mean, all the ladies are like, when are the prompts starting? And they are due to start this Monday, unless the weather gets really hot across the country. Otherwise, I might wait a week. But in the meantime, like this week, I'm sending out a prompt every day that gives a late summer classic outfit prompt that that members can make work with their weather and their wardrobe using what you own. It's going to let you create new outfits that are modern and current using what you own in new and fresh ways, and maybe replacing certain things based on my recommendations. But hopefully you don't need to replace a lot, because all these things, actually, other than the jeans and actually the top, but are old. My boots are all old. Most of my shoes are old. These sneakers aren't old. I just had to have my new Adidas. But hey, this is what I do for a living, so I get a pass for that kind of stuff, right? But you don't need to reinvent the wheel, ladies. So join the Fall Style System if you haven't already. Now's the time to get in there, because a lot of these things sell out. All these boots and stuff, they've already started to sell out. So if you need new things, let me help you now. Don't wait until everything's gone. All right, if you have any questions, just type them below. I'm here to help, and thanks for being with me today. Bye.